makes a child well behaved? While most people could not pinpoint exact actions that make a child good or bad, Roald Dahl has the answers. His books have been adapted to film time and time again. While the directors may be different, the story is always the same. A disadvantaged child with a pure heart gets the opportunity to rise above the situation. By overcoming adversity, the child is given a better life. Can you tell me what book I'm talking about? Neither can I, because they're all the same. However, today I'll be dissecting BFG, or Big Friendly Giant, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Matilda, and James and the Giant Peach. If you're like me, you've likely grown up with most, if not all, of these movies. However, you may have not picked up on the anti-child propaganda. I am here to show you the light. In Malcolm Hill and Kay Tisdall's book, Child and Society, children are not passive subjects of social structures and processes, but actively contribute to their own social worlds. In cultures such as ours, and most of the Western world, children are expected to be seen and not heard. While Dahl's books often feature outspoken children, their candidness often comes at a price. In Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, 2005, characters Mike TV, Violet Beauregard, Veruca Salt, and Augustus Gloop are presented as outspoken bad children in comparison to the virtuous, quiet Charlie Bucket. Chocolate Factory owner named Willy Wonka creates a contest in which he'll host children, selected at random, and weed out all of the bad children. The remaining child is given sole ownership of the factory. As you may have already been able to gather from the title, Charlie is the good egg, deemed worthy of the multi-million-dollar business. Charlie is seen as good because, unlike the other children, he is poor and not opinionated. The other children are shown as better off than Charlie, with all of them coming from middle or upper class backgrounds. They have specific hobbies which makes them evil. Violet is competitive and likes gum. Augustus likes sweets, maybe a little bit too much. Veruca likes shopping and is seen as spoiled, and Mike's brain is rotted from watching too much TV. These activities, enjoyed by most regular children, are shamed and punished in this film. Other Dahl adaptations omit bad children altogether. In Matilda, the titular character is pitted against adults in her life. Like Charlie, Matilda comes from a rough home life. Oh wait, there is one bad child in this film. Michael Wormwood, whose favorite hobby is watching TV. Evil children named Mike, who are struggling TV addicts, may be a pattern in Roald Dahl's films that is yet to be confirmed. Michael is Matilda's brother, and this film goes to great lengths to establish why Matilda is good and Michael is irredeemable. In Karen Renner's book, Evil Children in Film and Literature, she claims that evil children force us to consider the age-old question about the nature of humankind. Is the evil child the result of an imperfect environment and thus redeemable, or a sign of inherent corruption? Dahl's films are interesting in that the bad child is always a product of their environment, but is still irredeemable. Moving away from bad children altogether, let's cement Dahl's idea of a good child by looking at the next two films. In both BFG and James and the Giant Peach, the main characters are orphans. Sophie lives in an orphanage, and James with his crass, abusive aunts. Both children are wholly good and not outspoken at all. Both are swept away on a journey with beasts, and in the end, both find family in those beasts. Having watched all of these films, let's get into what a good child and a bad child do in the eyes of Roald Dahl. Good children have bad backgrounds, are quiet, do not fight to make their lives better, and are saints. Bad children are greedy, spoiled, come from good homes, are outspoken and opinionated. These tropes are not only untrue, but can also hurt a child's self-esteem. All of these movies are rated PG and are meant to be viewed by young children. What message does this teach children besides telling kids they ought to know their place?